Hey everyone, welcome back. I'm so happy you're here, and of course I hope everyone has an amazing day so far. If you're new here, welcome. I hope you enjoy what you see, and of course I hope you click the red subscribe button if you're not subscribed to my channel. I am going to use for this DIY the smaller tumbling tile blocks. Of course, in the description down below you will find the length of my bigger blocks and the smaller blocks I use, but they are a little bit similar like a lot of you use. I have here my container with everything inside. Make your own container what you use for your DIYs, but the most important is of course the wood glue. I have here my paint, and I use the red, white and blue because we're still in the 4th of July season, but of course you can change it up for any season. I am here having here an old saucer with an old piece of kitchen towel which is wet to wipe away the glue. These are the main pieces we need for this DIY. Let's jump into it. So you see already on the table are 12 sets of 2. So 12 sets of 2. This will be one row. We are going to make a kind of an American flag, but believe me, with a twist. You will see that in a moment. And of course, it will be a lot of gluing from 2 pairs until squares. Of course, the step-by-step is for some people a little bit boring. But if you don't like it, of course, at least there are lots of channels you can find which are going a little bit faster. But this is a step-by-step channel. So I hope everyone enjoys what they see and you can make it on your own. That's the greatest. I like that everyone can make their own home decor DIYs and give their own twist on it. So, like I tell you, if you don't like it, totally understand. Just then this channel is not for you. But of course, I hope you will stay and I hope you enjoy. So I glued all 12 of them together. I'm going to turn them. And I'm going to squeeze them, turn them, squeeze them, turn them, squeeze, this way and this way. And don't worry, I don't do this with all the pieces. You see over here and over here and over here and this one. And just squeeze, because the squeezing is the best, because then your wood glue stays the best. I'm going to get my wet towel and I'm going to wipe away the top, take it up, clean up the back side, turn it over and place it inside. And of course, make sure that you have a straight line. Clean it up, take it up and turn it over and do the back side. So I'm going to do all 12 of them a little faster. So you see already, I have them all cleaned up and I have them straight, all of them. And everyone who was already alert and was seeing, this is not 12 pieces, you are right. It is 16 pieces. So 16 sets of 2, not 12, but 16. So we are going to let them dry in and we're going to place them aside and we're going to make a second series. So you see already on the table is the second series of 16 pieces of 2. So, and what I'm going to do, again, flat on the table, glue the smallest line and row them very easy together. And I hope my lightning is still, that you can see what I'm doing, because I think you already saw it. My light did fall out. And that is not my light, because it's the light of my city, because all the lights in the city did go down. So I still hope you can see what I am doing, because, and maybe in a moment it will flash on, flash on again. But for now, this is what it is. So I still hope you can see what I'm doing. But maybe a lot of you think, oh, this is great, so I don't want to see everything she's doing. So we are going to squeeze them together, clean them up again, and then we have another set of 16 pieces of 2. So, and you are probably wondering, why don't I do in one time 32 sets of 2? Because if you do it 16 first and lay them aside, and then then do the second part, your first part can already dry, and so you can go on. You just change up the mat this way, and you can easily go further with your steps, because we're going to make squares out of it. And if you do everything in one time, you still have to wait until it is dried in. And now we easily can place this apart, because now we made the second set of 16 pieces of 2, and I will just take this mat of me, because I always use 2 mats. So I place this one aside because these need to dry, and I already have my other 16 piece of tube we just made earlier. So we're going to place this aside, and we're going to take 4 pieces, and this is so easy. Now we're going to do some glue on the smallest line. We're going to get one of this one, place it together this way, and we do on this one also some glue. We place it straight up and do it on the inside of this block, you see, on the inside. And now we do on the block number 4, we do it on the smallest line, and we do on the ending on the widest line some glue. So over here and on this side, place it straight up, and if everything is correctly, everything is fitting nicely together, and you can easily make a square. Just give it a little bit of time and your thing until everything is glued nicely together. Then let it dry in for a couple of minutes, and then you're going to clean it up. So we already have one to dry. We do go taking another one. We do some glue on the smallest line. We're going to glue this one together. We do it on this side. And don't worry, I don't do all 32 together. And this one, of course. And now on the inside and on this side. And we place it straight up again and easily fill in our square. And then give it a little bit of pressure, turn it around, give it a couple of minutes, and then clean it up and let it dry in. So you see already, now we have our 4 squares. What we're going to do, we are going to glue them together because they will be an underpiece of the American flag. And we're going to do some glue, but a little bit more on the inside. And of course I have to look how I'm going to glue this one. Of course this one needs to go on top of here because I want them to have them in a straight line. Of course we do some glue on the inside again, over here. And we place this one also on top. And now the last one, also some on the inside, and we place it on top. And again, give it a little bit of pressure, feel with your fingers. Every time go back over here. And that's the great, because with your fingers you feel the best. So always go back, and you're going to press from the top. Clean it up on all sides. Just give it some pressure from the top, then nothing goes wrong. Again, this way, and we're going to give it a little moment of a rest, and we're going to do the second set of 16 blocks. So you see already I have the second set of 16 blocks. So again, I'm going to do also with this one the same like we did with the first 16 blocks. And we're just going to glue them on the inside and this one on the top, and the rest I do a little faster, of course. So place it over here and do it on the inside, squeeze it, and we're going to let it dry in for a little minute, and then we're going to clean it up. So now we have our second set of 4 squares, and we're going to do the same. We do some glue on the inside over here. And we place this one on top, very gently, give it a little bit of pressure, feel with your fingers, over here. You do the same, you do some glue on the inside again, over here. And I need to do a little bit more because I want to have it glued nicely together. We place this one on top and give it some pressure again. Feel with your fingers that you have it in a straight line, over here. And we do the last. And again, some glue on the inside. And we're going to place this one on top and press it down gently, because everything is still not dry. If you do it gently, it's no problem. Wood glue is very forgiving. We're going to gently wipe away the glue. And then we're going to feel with our fingers that we still have it in a straight line. And of course, if you have a carpenter square, you can easily place it down and feel with your fingers also. And again, but you also can do it this way. And we're going to let both of them rest for at least 10 until 15 minutes. So now we have our 2 bigger pieces ready. Now we go to the series of 2 smaller ones. So we have 8 sets of 2. So again, 8 sets of 2, and we are almost there. So again, at least for gluing this part of the flag. So, and again, this one, and number 7, and number 8. And I'm going to squeeze them again, just turn them over, squeeze them, squeeze, and this way, because then you can give it a little bit more strength to it, because you want to have them glued nicely together. So we're going to clean them up again and give them a minute rest. So I already changed my mat again. The 8, they're drying the 8, the sets 8. Now, really? I mean the 8 pieces of the sets of 2. So we have another set of 8 sets of 2. So it is a little bit tricky, but you see on the table exactly what you need. So don't mind my Dutch of English for beginners, because I'm Dutch. So it is always tricky how the day will go with my English, but I do my best. I do my best. So I'm going to do this one, and again I'm going to squeeze all of them, clean them up, and then we have again 8 pieces of 2. So now I take my other 8 blocks of 2, and I'm going to make, if everything is correctly, you have enough for 2 of your squares. And we're going to do again 1 over here, and the last at the ending, and over here. And we are going to fill it in. And then you already have your square. So I'm going to make the other one also. So now I'm going to make the last 2 squares. Of course, you already know how to make them. So I'm going to do them out of camera, because or else you get really bored. So don't worry. So we have now our 4 squares. You see already we are going to glue these 2 also on top of each other. Just do some glue over here. And we place this one on top and give it some pressure, and feel with your fingers and press it down. You do here the same, do some glue on the inside around your square, and again place this on top and give it a little bit of pressure. Also on this side, feel with your fingers that you have it in a straight line, and we're going to clean it up. If some glue is coming out, just do all the sides, and very gently we do it over here, here, and this side, and we're going to give it at least 10 minutes. So now we're going to make the corner of the flag, and that is of course most of the time the blue one with all the stars, but we are going to change this up. We have a row of 6, a row of 5, and 2 rows of 2. So we do lay them flat on the table, and we just row them until one piece over here, and the one of 5 loose blocks over here, and now we have the 2 sets of 2, and again we're going to squeeze them together the same like we did with the other one, and always make sure that you squeeze them at the ending. Always give a push totally on the outside. And now we're going to clean it up. If you want to clean up a little bit of a bigger row, always clean this way, and then do it fast, move it to the side and place it straight up. Clean up the back side of your mat, turn it over, and do this side also. So again, go back, make sure that you have a straight line. Also over here, clean it up, do it fast, place it straight up this way, and then turn it over and do it this side. Go back and feel with your fingers that you have a straight line. What you also can do, place it straight up, give it a little bit of pressure from the top, and then place it down again. Then you always know for sure that you have a straight line. Just give it a lightly some pressure and then place it down again. Of course, this one is easy. You just get it off and just do the back side also. And then we're going to let this dry in for a little moment. So we gave it a couple of minutes. We're going to take the 1 of 5 blocks, lay it over here. We get our 2 blocks. We do some glue on the underside over here. So this way. And you just place it over here. You do here the same. Do some glue. And you place it against this one. And again, give it a little bit of pressure. feel with your fingers. Make sure that you have a nice straight line and give it a little moment of time to dry in. So we waited a couple of minutes and now we do some glue on the top side and a little on the inside also over here. And of course I do a little bit less because it's a little bit too much. So get out, and now we're going to place this on top. And mine is not completely, he has a little bit of overlay on this side. I'll show that to you in a moment. But first I'm going to let this dry in a couple of minutes and then I can show you a little bit better in the camera. And of course we need 2 pieces because I want to have them a little higher. I'm going to do again a row of 6, a row of 5 and 2 sets of 2 again to make another one, because then I can place them on top of each other. And you can use that a little bit like an organizer. You can use it for some greenery. You can use it for anything. Maybe do some keys inside. Do whatever you think it. Oh, you see, do whatever you think it's right. Again, we're going to squeeze them. We're going to give it some pressure on this side and again over here. And we're going to clean it up. And then we're going to give it a couple of minutes drying. So I gave it a couple of minutes. We're going to get the one of 5 again. We do some glue on the inside over here. Place it on the side. We do some glue on the inside also over here. And we're going to place it here and we give it some pressure. And let it dry in for a little moment. And now we do the same like we did with the other one. A little bit on top over here. And I'm going to wipe away a little because it's always a little too much, because or else it comes a little bit too much glue out. And I'm going to place this on top also. And again, also this one has a little bit of overlay. What I mean with that is, you see already over here, if you see this corner, is this top of the block is a little bit too short. But we're going to work with it. We just don't get it in the rectangle shape. But we are going to work with it, and at the end you won't see it anymore. So again, give it some pressure and let it dry in for at least also 15 minutes. So now we're going to do some glue also on this one, on the inside, over here and over here. And we're going to place them on top of here and give it a little bit of pressure. Feel with your fingers that you have it in a straight line. Also on the back side and the front side. Over here, I need to go a little bit to this side because I feel a little bit over here. So again, and now we're going to let this rest also for at least 15 minutes. So we have all the pieces of our flag, and we are going to make a kind of little cute little sign, and it will be an Uncle Sam's hat, and there I'm going to do a USA on top. So we need 5 loose blocks. But we're nothing going to do with it yet. So we're just going to paint them. And I have 2 pieces and I'm going to glue these 2 together. This is, I think, the easiest sign to make. For if you want, you can also place it just separately somewhere in your tier tray. So you don't have to use it for this one. So I'm going to let this dry. Now we have all the pieces and we are going to paint all the pieces. So this one, this one, this one. If everything is correctly, you have the same pieces like I have right now. So I'm going to paint all the pieces in red, white and blue. But you can also spray paint it in another color. You don't have to do it this way. So I'm going to paint a big one in white, a smaller one in white and 2 loose blocks in white also. So I'm just having a simple acrylic paint, but you can use some chalk paint. You can use something else. But I'm going to use, because I like that the wood is still coming through. So now I'm going to do a smaller one, a bigger one, and 3 loose blocks I'm going to do in the red color. So again, some acrylic red color paint. So now we do this piece, and of course the one of 2 we're going to do in the blue color. And this is also a little bit of the darker blue color. So I'm going to take my time for it, and then we're going to let everything dry. So you see already a little bit that the light is back in the city. So we have some light on the work again. So what we're going to do, we are going to place this one and we're going to glue them together. Very easy. Just do a little small line of glue over here, a little small line of glue over here, and just roll them together. A little small line here and on this one. And then we're going to just gently squeeze it together, not too hard, but very gently. And we're going to give it a couple of minutes drying. So now we place this one straight up. We do a little bit of glue on the top side of the blocks. So a little line over here. And we're going to place it down and we fill it in with the blue one. And again, press it gently together. Make sure that you have on each side the same space over here. And we're going to let this dry in also a couple of minutes. So now we have our bigger red one and our bigger white one. So I'm going to do some glue over here. And we're going to place this one on top of here. And then again, give it some pressure. Feel with your fingers that you have it in the line. And again, press it down. And this way, and let it dry in for at least 10 minutes. So now we're going to get one of our smaller ones. We do some glue in the middle over here. And we're going to place this one on this side. And again, feel with your fingers that you have a straight line and then give it some pressure from the top. Again, over here, feel with your fingers and press it down. And again, we're going to let this dry in also a couple of minutes. So now I'm going to get the smaller white one and I'm going to do some glue also in the middle over here. And don't forget, if you're going to make the same one, make sure that you also paint inside, because or else if you have it placed it somewhere, you can see on the inside and it doesn't look great if you haven't painted on the inside. So also paint the inside. And again, we're going to place it down and we're going to press it down and this way and let it dry in for a couple of minutes again. So now I've glued almost all the pieces. I did get my box with some letters in different sizes. You see already it's a box full. These are the bigger ones, but I also have the smaller ones. I'm going to place some USA on top of here. So very easy. I'm just doing a little bit of glue on the back side, a little drop. And I do it exactly on the underside of the red piece. And again, give it some pressure down over here. And I'm going to do a little drop on the A. And I place it with a little piece left over, also on the same row, this way. And now the U. And then for me, he is finished. But of course, you can decorate it and go as crazy as you like. This is just what I like. And this way, and you see already USA, and of course you see it backwards, but don't worry, that's just the camera. So I like it, I keep it very simple. And now I also found here in my stash a star. So I'm going to glue one of these stars on top of my blue piece. So over here, I place it down and I glue it exactly in the middle. Over here. And just lay it down and let it dry in for at least a couple of minutes. So now we did glued all our pieces. The rest I leave open because I want to, you can glue this one of course also on the other side of your flag. But I leave it open so I can even give it a little bit of a twist. And this one will be on top of the white side of the flag. So in a moment you see the quick impression. And you see finally a quick impression of my Tumbling tile blocks flag. And of course I gave my own twist on it. You can use the blue part for a planter. You can use it as an organizer. Just do whatever you think is right. Of course, everyone who is new here, I hope you enjoy what you saw also. And if you do and you're not subscribed to my channel, I hope you will click the red subscribe button, give me a thumbs up and hit the bell so you will be notified every time I upload new DIYs. Everyone have an amazing day and I hope to see you all in the next one. Bye!
Is this what could be